Today, this is the Sports Affiliation Betting Collaboration, episode 14. So glad to be here with you. Episode 13 brought us some mixed bags of reviews there. Mike Evans, you let us down. But they did call back that touchdown. That was like, what, a 30-yard touchdown? So, you know, when you call the game right, you got to account for unaccountable factors, which we should be accounting for every time. Like, okay, once they take away this big play from us because of a penalty, will we still be able to cover? You know, those are very accountable, but I did not account for them. But I think we had a pretty profitable night overall. And guess what? NBA's here, and Evan and I light it up. Evan, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, just like you said, Thursday Night Football was, it was okay. I had a few with the Bills covering that spread like we talked about. You know, like you said, got to account for it, man. They stalled in the second half and just let the Bucks hang around until the end, you know. I mean, almost really hang around till the end. But, Gabe Davis got in the end zone. Rashad White was under again. So, overall it was a good day. Floyd never got to the quarterback. But, yeah, man, I mean, NBA was good. Lakers got a W last night, which wasn't pretty. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like if Beal and Booker played, you feel like they would have got killed. But then the entire game changes. So it's hard to really say that, but yeah, they're figuring it out slowly with that team. I mean, it took, I don't even like saying it, but it took Grandpa LeBron to save the day, you know, at the end of the game, which they can't rely on that for, 82 games, but I'm good, man. I'm ready for a full slate of NBA, episode 1 of the NBA for us. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man. I just do want to give a shout out real quick to Better Vision. Thanks for sponsoring this show for us. It is the official sponsor for the Sports Affiliation Betting Collaboration. The collaboration means you guys, all right? So I know you may be listening to us on Spotify. You may be watching us right now on Twitter or YouTube. We appreciate that very much. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Sports Affiliation, and you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, as the Sports Affiliate, all right? And then Evan is SoCal Ball Nerd, all one word, and I am IDP_Iggy. Please give us a follow. Let's dive right into it, baby. I got my bets over at Fantasy Alarm. If you want to go subscribe to them, you can check those out. But these bets are just right here, right now, right here with the Sports Affiliation. And for me, my first bet is KCP, bro, the 2-time champion. Something even a Laker fan can be happy about. But, man, he showed out. I don't know if it was just the Lakers or what, but, they were, dogging Jamal Murray as much as possible, making him give up the ball. I mean, they were on Murray like stink on poop, bro. And they just did not relent on him. And I think Marcus Smart's going to be the same way against Jamal Murray. That should open it up for KCP to do his thing, just be a true shooting guard and make shots. That's at the end of the day. That's what you want your shooting guard to do. And KCP is one of the best out of them, man. This is a plus money bet. I know you like that, Evan. It is even odds, over 10.5, fellas. And ladies, he had 20 points last game. So we just need him to get a little over half of what he got. I think he's going to be able to do it against this Memphis team that is super banged up. No Ja Morant. So I think it's going to be pretty easy for our guy KCP to hit it. What do you think? What do you got?
I like that. I also would venture to guess that kind of bet would be like minus, negative 130, negative 140. I mean, that's a low number for a guy that plays a lot of minutes. So plus money. I did not expect you to come out with that. I love the bet, but I'm shocked that it's an even play. So even better there. I'll stick with that same game. You already know my favorite Nuggets player is Michael Porter Jr. He struggled a bit offensively the other night again, but the guy finds a way to impact the game. And this Grizzly team can't rebound. The Pelicans had 4 guys that were over, 7 rebounds the other night. Michael Porter Jr. will get in there and attack that. I expect him to shoot better, play better as well. They upped his points, assists, and rebounds. I think his points are at the same, but I like his rebounds over 6.5. It's negative 145. Got that last night. 7-8 rebounds for him seems like just another day at the gym. And like I said, he finds a way to impact that game. No Steven Adams on the Grizzlies, one of the better rebounding teams before he went out last year. But since then, and like I said, the other night, the Pelicans had 4 players, including Zion, that had 7+. Grizzlies are going to miss a lot of shots too. So I like Porter Jr. to hit that number, man. 7 rebounds.
Yeah, the whole Denver Nuggets team is pretty big. Jaren Jackson Jr., he blocked Zion, I think 5 times in their opener. 5 times he blocked Zion, dude. But, they just – BI coming in. You got Giannis Valanciunas. And Denver is just going to have the same thing. There's going to be too much size for them. It's going to overwhelm them. The money line has changed drastically. The money line was at negative 160 last night. It's at negative 218 right now. So – take advantage of that, man. Cool. I got another straight bet. That was a prop, but I do have a straight bet I want to talk about. I just think, excuse me. It is, I don't know why it's so close. And I've looked at the money. There's 67% of the money on the Warriors, and the Kings only have a 2.5 point spread right now. And this is at home. The Warriors are still without Draymond Green. So they're going to have a heck down there with Sabonis. Sabonis' rebound line is 12.5. Guess what they did to Looney's? They moved his to 12.5 too. That is insane. I can't bet the under though, as much as I want to. I can't. Even with Sabonis there, because that's it. I mean, that's the matchup tonight. Whoever center plays better, in my opinion, is going to do well because Fox, Hunter, they're going to do their thing. Clay, Steph is going to do their thing. Harrison Barnes still got it in him, still a good defender over there, and they can still say the same thing about Andrew Wiggins. So I just think it's kind of a wash right there. And as much as I like Looney, I just don't think he's not Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that this is going to be an achievable line. 3 points. Let's say it's close. The Warriors start fouling again. I mean, that 3, it was 2.5. They just moved it to 3. They just got rid of the hook literally right now while we're talking. So 3-point line. I think they can do that. Now you get the push. I mean, it was a win, but now you get the push. Maybe you can go tease it back down to 2.5 and probably get it closer to negative 105 or something. But yeah, I like the spread here. Kings at home opener. This is a rivalry, man. 7 games. Go 7 games and lose to somebody and open up your home opener against them. Fans are going to be juiced, baby. So I like that bet.
Nice. They want to light that beam night 1 against the Warriors. I mean, the team that knocked you out of the playoffs, the season you're hoping to have, you're at home, you're coming off scoring 130 points, I think, in game 1. I mean, I love it. And that takes me right into another prop I got. You already mentioned him, and I thought about you when I took this because I know you love rebounds, and I know you love Sabonis. And I looked at Looney. I couldn't believe it was 12.5. I said, hell no, I'm not touching that. But I said Sabonis 12.5. I'll take that. So give me Domantas Sabonis over 12.5 boards, negative 130. He had 4 in the regular season last year. 14 in 2 games against the Warriors. He had 22 in another game. Looney did not have a lot of rebounds in those games. His role has changed a little bit there. He's a little bit more of a rebounding guy. But, I can't take 12.5 for Looney. But Sabonis, in the playoffs, he had 16 twice. 7-game series, though. It's hard to hit 13 rebounds a game against the same team 7 games in a row. Sabonis' first real deep playoff series. Very different mindset, very different physicality. This is game 2 of a brand new season. He looked great the other night. I like him to hit 13 or more rebounds. No problem. Negative 130. One of your guys, Domantas Sabonis. Rebounds, baby. So 2 rebound props for you, Iggy, to start the day, my man.
I do love the rebounds. I looked at a few 9.5. Those are out there. You know how I feel about those 9.5s, my friend. Well, I've only got one more bet. So if you got something else you'd like to discuss or a couple you'd like to discuss, go ahead, my friend.
I'll drop one more prop, and then I've got a little 3-leg, 3-team money line deal going on. So the last prop I got, he hurt me the other night, Mr. Wembanyama. Guy's a stud, though, man. Foul trouble hurt him the other night, but he came in the fourth quarter, man, and scored 9 points in about a snap. I mean, you can see what this kid can do. Foul trouble might be an issue, but what I'm looking at tonight, I took his blocks the first game at plus money over 2.5. He didn't hit. His blocks are only 1.5 tonight, but that's not what we're doing. His points are still 17.5. I think against the Rockets, he can hit that too, but I'm going to his threes. It's over 1.5 threes for Wemby, negative 155. You know, I like to be closer to that even money, but I love the play, just like I like Porter's rebounds. He had 3 the other night against a Dallas team that really doesn't give up a lot of threes. You know, didn't last year, at least, kind of the data that we're looking at. There's only been one game now. There was nothing really to look at before that game. But they were tough against the 3 last year. And if we look at that, Houston was the worst team against threes last year. Have a little size down low. 3 for 5 in a game where he barely played 16 minutes. So I expect him to stay out of foul trouble, be in the game, take at least 5 threes again. He likes to shoot the rock. So give me 2 made threes from Wemby, negative 155.
I love that, man. I do love it. I'm going to build the same game live. You want me to go into that? Or you want to talk about your?
Go for it. Go for it. Okay. I'll do my 3-legger last.
All right, I think this is going to be a pretty lopsided game, but you never know. The Mavericks don't really play above people. They like to play at their competition for some reason. But I'm just going to build the same game live. I got a little I think it's a free bet, so I'm going to use it on there. So I'm just going to take the money line on the Mavs. It's negative 265, but just gets us a base. I'm going to try to look at assist. I want to see where the assist line is for a couple of these people. Ben Simmons 4.5, Kyrie Irving starts at 2.5, Luka 5.5. Looking for Dinwiddie, man. He could have a pretty good game. I think I'm gonna just add his over 3.5 assists right there. That's at negative 390. So not a lot of value, but same games you want to get a couple of legs you feel really confident about, and we're already 125 with that. All right. So I'll take that as well. I'm gonna try to take a look at they have turnovers. Because we love Luka's turnovers. He does like to turn over the ball. But they have Cam Johnson's threes over 1.5, negative 230. That's not too bad. Kyrie only made 1 3 yesterday, so I'm not trusting that. Luka over 2.5 threes is at negative 115. They're not going to have a center, so Luka might drive a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that'll affect it. I'll stay away from the threes. Let's just go look at the point line. See if we can tease something down. Luka Doncic starts at 26.5. There's too many points. Ben Simmons, there's just nothing there. 5 points, negative 500. So we're going to stay away from that as well. Let's see. Cam Johnson, man, he starts out pretty high too. 12 points, negative 310. I think he's got to be a scorer for them. I would think, I'm going to go Dinwiddie back at home, though. We're going to kind of stack Dinwiddie here. We got his assist line, and we're going to stack his point line. And it's going to be – we'll go 12 points. I think he's got 12 points in him, 11.5. That puts us at plus 180. And I do want to go tease a rebound line up here. Let's see what we can find. With no true center, I think Lively's going to have a good chance. I want to tease his line up to 8. He got 10 last game, so 8 rebounds for the guy. That puts us at plus 425, man. And like I said, I think it's what is the information on it? Yeah, no sweat bet. So if we bet it, we get it back. Putting a very small, putting 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 unit on it because that's what I get back. So that's what we're putting on it. And not bad. It still returns over half a unit, so you got to love that. Betting it. I'm placing it live right here with you guys. Mavericks money line. Spencer Dinwiddie over 3.5 assists and over 11.5 points. Jarek Lively, 8+ rebounds. Comes out to plus 425. And we just waged it.
There you go, man. I like it. Lively looked good the other night. I mean, he was more than you could ask for, big time. So there you go. Love it. Little 3 legs, plus 400, whatever, 400 something.
Plus 425, 4 legs. Not too bad, though.
4 legs. 2 with Dinwiddie, right?
Yeah, 2 with Dinwiddie. All right, man. What else you got for us?
I like it. All right, so I got a 3-leg all money line plays here. Comes in at plus 409 for these 3 teams. Pretty good, I feel like, for the teams and the matchups that they are. So the first one, taking the Nuggets, negative 210 when I took it last night. I think they might be negative 220 or 225 now. Still pretty close to that number, though. Negative 210. I mean, there's not much analysis here other than it's the Nuggets and it's the Grizzlies. We kind of touched on that with KCP and with MPJ. But, I mean, Denver's just not the team that goes on the road and kind of plays sluggishly. They showed no signs of a hangover night one. Little part of me is like, well, maybe they kind of take them for granted. But this Grizzly team is just not good right now. They're unhealthy. They're missing parts. The Nuggets, I just feel like they got too much, right? We saw Braun and Jackson off the bench. So give me the Nuggets to win the game. Yeah. I talked about Wemby here. I like the Spurs to get their first win of the season, home against those said Rockets. I'm not impressed with this Houston team. Still young, still trying to figure it out. I think this Spurs team looks pretty good, you know. Wemby looks the part, you know. Sochan, if that's how you pronounce it, you know, he's a stud on all three facets of the game. They're at home. This isn't prime time against Dallas, which they had a chance in that game. They kind of blew it late, really.
Yeah.
So I think that they can handle the Rockets at home. It's at negative 130. I think that's a great number as well. I think they should be a little more favored than that. So we'll play that. And then this one, I got the Knicks, negative 105 on the road in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's almost even money for that. The Hawks are not a very good team. I think they're going to be worse than they were last year. We saw them lose to Charlotte the first night. The Knicks picked up right where they left off. They lost a close game at home that they could have won, so they're going to go on the road and handle business where there's no pressure. That kind of seems to be their MO a little bit last year. I don't expect Randall to shoot, 4 of 20 to start the game. Expect Brunson to have a good night. I think the Knicks, I don't see them starting 0-2. So give me the Knicks, give me the Spurs, and give me the Nuggets. 3 teams, plus 409.
Plus 409. I did put it in on DraftKings right now, still plus 370. That's good.
Nice.
That's great odds. The Spurs odds moved on you a little bit too, which is just more telling for what everything Evan is trying to tell you. If you see the odds go the other way and somebody's already laid the parlay, that's a little, the bookies are kind of agreeing with everything you're saying. And the Knicks, yeah, even though they lost to the Celtics, the Hawks are definitely not the Celtics. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. That's an ESPN early game of the night as well over there on the East Coasters. The Sacramento versus our Golden State versus Sacramento game is the game of the day of the night, I guess I should say, for the West Coast. So it'll be on as well. So great games, man. I love our bets. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think I have, like I said, a unit on the KCP. I just have my 0.1 unit on the same game parlay. Hard to hit. Parlays are hard to hit, guys, but they're fun. I think money line parlays are the way to go. You don't have to have much. You don't have to have an independent stat. You just got to go with who you think's going to win. But I did put that same game on just because it was a free offer. And then I also had the Kings covering the spread at 2.5 or 3, depending on where you're at. I think both of those are good. If you like to have the push, or if you like to have the win, it's up to you. That's it for our show today. We'll probably keep this one right around 20 minutes. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Evan?
Oh man, it was fun. Little NBA action, and we dropped some NBA action last night, before our football, after the football, we had some good plays there too. So I'll drop a little baseball one, game 1 of the World Series tonight for everybody. So I'll give you one right here. Diamondbacks pitcher Zach Gallen, over 4.5 strikeouts. He's a strikeout machine. He hasn't done it as much in the playoffs, but he's going to have a great night tonight. This line opened at negative 105. I jumped on it right away. It's up to negative 125. So when you mentioned that line movement, I thought, you know what? Let me throw this one out there. So I think 5 strikeouts for Gallen is no problem. Pitching wins in the playoffs. Him and Evaldi, if you're a baseball fan, should be a hell of a matchup tonight. But Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks, over 4.5.
Okay, there you go. I was about to say for people that do not know which team he plays for, like me. So there you go. He's on Arizona Diamondbacks, the visiting team. That should be good. I put I had a free bet because I lost a bet, and so I put it on Garcia to be MVP. How do you feel about those odds?
Man, I mean, what are the odds?
They were plus 520, I think.
I mean, the series he just had, I mean, if he can keep that rolling, he's obviously got a great chance. I don't know if he's going to have the series he did, but I mean, he's red hot. He's an all-star. If you're going to place that money, he's got to be the guy to do it. And that's a pretty good odds for, the best player on their team right now and someone who's just gone crazy. I mean, I like it, Hey, shout out to Riggs, man. I mean, he's got the Diamondbacks future for the World Series with like a nice little return there. And I think he's got the Rangers as well. So either way, he's coming out on top. But I told him he should cash out before the Phillies series. He didn't, and good for him. So I was wrong there. So hopefully,
me too. Yeah, good luck to our buddy over there. All right, we're going to get out of here today. Remember, we do have coaches. Coach goes back to campus or goes back to college. He's been hitting on all his college football bets, man. So make sure you go check that as well. That'll be on our YouTube. And then, we got a lot of great games this weekend. Evan might be able to bring you some bets on Sunday. We'll see what's going on. I'll probably drop a jailhouse bets this weekend. Stay in tune. We're now won 5 of the last 6 on the house bets and 3 in a row. So you know what that means. Shagwire will be out, my friend. Okay, thank y'all for joining us. Your time is very much appreciated. Make sure you give us a follow on YouTube. Follow us on the X at the Sports Affiliate as well. Evan, thank you for being here. As always, guys, bet smart, be lucky. We're out of here.
Cool.
Well done.